Hi, I'm Mark Levy, the Sourdough Simpleton, and today we're going to examine an issue that permeates many sourdough discussions all over the place. Active starter versus discard. When do I use either? Are they interchangeable, and does it matter? Cooking with sourdough discard is incredibly popular. There are multiple sites on the internet and a plethora of articles and recipes devoted to using discard as the sourdough element in a wide variety of baked goods. But there's an inherent difference between discard and mature or active sourdough starter. Let's take a step back. The origins of sourdough are shrouded in history, a history that dates back thousands of years. When natural yeasts that produce sourdough were discovered, bread became a risen loaf rather than the flat, unleavened bread made from just flour and water as described in the Bible. That's because the metabolism of the microorganisms in the starter produce, among other things, carbon dioxide gas, which allows the bread held together by the gluten structure inherent in wheat and other grains to rise. Until the later 19th century, when commercial yeast was introduced, some form of sourdough was the leavening agent for most breads and even the cakes that were consumed. Because of its regional origin, the sourdough starter from, say, New York was materially different than that from, say, San Francisco. So varieties of bread from different areas developed their own distinct characteristics, some of which we continue to enjoy even today. But with a standard, readily available commercial yeast, the vagaries and finickiness of sourdough could be left behind as the industry moved into the modern era. Now, we find ourselves with a resurgence of interest in sourdough, and the questions and misconceptions abound. The differentiation of the proper role of mature starter and discard ranks up there in the list of questions asked. So here we go. Sourdough starter in its mature active form is a leavening agent, which certainly also adds flavor and character to the products it makes. So, if you're going to make bread, rolls, pizza crust, or any other leavened baked goods absent any commercial yeast or any other leavening agents, you need to use an active mature starter. On the other hand, if you want that unique sour flavor of sourdough, and you're going to use something else to provide the rise to your baked goods, the sourdough discard can accomplish that easily. After all, discard is active starter that has matured past the active stage into a dormant stage, ready to be reactivated by feeding. It may have a layer of hooch, the alcohol-containing waste products of the starter's metabolism, floating on top. That can be stirred in to accentuate the sour taste or poured off as desired. That's a matter of taste and recipe. But if you want that product to rise, you'll need some other form of leavening. That could be some commercial yeast, baking powder, or even bicarbonate of soda, along with something acidic like cream of tartar, buttermilk, lemon juice, yogurt. You got the picture. If you want to bake something that does not need to rise, like crackers, for example, the discard can provide the flavor, and you don't need even the lift of leavening. Just to illustrate, so here I have an active starter. It's risen from when it was fed, the surface is covered with active bubbles, and it has a distinct sourdough smell to it. Now, on the other hand, we have a starter that's not been fed for a while. There's a visible layer of hooch on the top, covering a very quiet-looking layer. The smell is a bit more pungent. You could use an active starter instead of discard, allowing for the rise that the starter would supply, but may need to adjust some ingredients for the swap. Since discard provides no meaningful leavening, using the discard in a recipe designed for active starter may be a bit more problematic. Adding some commercial yeast to the mix is a common way to circumvent that issue. I hope I've not confused you too much. I've seen lots of responses to this question, and I thought I would try to clarify the issue. Active starter and discard both have their own unique places in sourdough baking, and so can we all as we try to figure out the ins and outs of this incredible passion. Please do subscribe to this channel if you've not already, and check out the other videos in the Sourdough Simpleton series. The website at sourdoughsimpleton.com, on Instagram at Sourdough Simpleton, and on Facebook at Sourdough Simpleton. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Levy, and I'll see you next time on The Sourdough Simpleton.